Tax Minute. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. Let's jump right in. Today's topic is not directly about taxes. It's more of a story about a tax client where taxes became a non-issue. So last night I received a call from a former business client. He was a client up until the point where he had a stroke and was completely disabled. He had $1 million business, had a tax problem. I was retained to address that problem. And the first thing an accountant does in that situation, we call it trust but verify. So I listened to what he was telling me. He gave me authorization to speak with family members and his bookkeeper and partner. And the first thing I do is listen, but then I independently verify everything that I'm hearing and everything that I'm being told. I was not able to do that. And accountants know that is a red flag. If you can't verify any of the facts, you have to raise your concern about possible fraud or mishandling of funds. And that appeared to be the case, but unfortunately, right at that point, he had a stroke and was completely disabled. He couldn't talk, couldn't move. It looked bad. I took from the family members that he wasn't likely to survive. But he did call last night and he was speaking. And I told him I was glad to hear his voice and glad to know that he was making a recovery. I asked him about the mentioned business, but he's still not able to move. And so therefore, continuation of the business is highly unlikely. He called me because he was concerned. He's received a $400,000 tax bill and has a second issue apparently in the works, and he's getting this this mail, and it's of course disturbing. The family and former partner and bookkeeper are not cooperative, and we had a little talk. I said, look, taxes are not your main concern. Don't, in this case, there are apparently no assets and no chance of state recovery. And if there is an investigation, it's likely to fall on others and not him. So we talked about using his time to his advantage for his own recovery of health and enjoyment of life, what he has now, which is obviously different, and the fact that we discussed that taxes cannot and should not be his main concern. We met originally at a very nice meeting at we have a lake house club where I sometimes hold business meetings, and we discussed the possibility of getting together there when he had recovered well enough to be able to do that. So just the personal connection and the empathy, I think he appreciated that. I think he appreciated me saying, don't worry about the taxes. The fact is that it's whatever happened, and there may or may not be fraud, but the point is, at this point, it's no longer his concern. There's, like I said, no estate, no assets, no business anymore to address that. So just thought I would share that story. The point is that as an advisor, as a confidant, as a friend, as an empathetic person, it's not always about the taxes. Thanks for showing up today. If you like what you saw, please share this post so that others can enjoy it. And I invite you to submit any topics that you'd like to see covered on a future episode using the message app here. Join me here tomorrow for another Tax Minute.